For the first talk, I'll call upon Dr. Manju to give her talk on visual fields in glaucoma. She's a glaucoma consultant at Girdhara Institute. Over to you, Dr. Manju.
Very good afternoon to all. I'll be talking on visual fields in glaucoma. Let's start with an important point. About 5% of the normal individuals may show abnormal results on perimetry. So this means not all abnormal fields indicate disease. We'll move on to single field printout interpretation. So currently we use CETA standard, CETA fast and the recent CETA faster. CETA standard takes about 6 minutes, CETA fast about 4 minutes and CETA faster less than 3 minutes. How they adjust the time means instead of catch rail, they will take some other methods to find out the false negative, false positives and all. I'm not going into the details. So in the standard 24-2 test, there will be 54 points which are tested and the 2 points are separated by 6 degrees. In 10-2, the central 10-2, the 68 points are tested and these points are only 2 degrees apart. So it can detect the early changes in the early stage and also in the early progression. So in the recent CETA faster 24-2C, there are additional 10 points in the 10 degree field, so that they assume that the early changes in the central 10 degree can be picked up. So it's better than the standard 24-2. But it actually, because it takes less time, maybe patient need much more experience. So this is how the field printout looks like. So the first one, zone 1 is the patient data and zone 2 is the reliability indices. Zone 3 is the grayscale. Zone 4, total deviation plots, both numerical and the probability. Zone 5 is the pattern deviation, which is again numerical and the probability plot. Zone 6 is the indices. Zone 7, glaucoma hemifield test. And zone 8 is the raw data. So zone 1 includes the patient data and the test data. All these will be included in that. We have to verify that all these parameters are entered correctly. So this is visual field testing which was done for a 79-year-old male. But in the first field, the optometrist has entered the age wrongly. So it was showing an advanced field as it was a follow-up field. So when seeing a sudden progression, when we looked at the parameters, it was the age was entered wrongly. It is written as 37. And when we corrected the age and repeated the test, the field became better. Actually, I have seen some fields where they have tested with the wrong age, but after seeing, the consultant has corrected the age. So that doesn't work because the normative data is compared with the normative data. So we have to redo the test other than correcting the age on the printout. So this is another field where we check, when we checking, the fixation losses were very high, actually 14 out of 14. So it is quite rare. So when we checked, the blind spot was located wrongly in this because it is in the left eye field and the blind spot is on the right side. So when we corrected it, the reliability became better. This is another field which was showing the peripheral constriction, and when we checked, the pupil diameter was 1. It was a myosed pupil. And then when we corrected it, actually the field became better. We dilated the pupil and became done at 3 millimeters, and then the field became better. So the constriction of the pupil can lead to diffuse visual field depression, and the dilatation can also cause the improvement in the pattern standard deviation and also the mean deviation. Zone 2 is the reliability indices, where you will get the fixation losses, false positive response and the false negative responses. For a reliable field, it is documented as false fixation losses less than 20%, false positives and false negatives should be less than 33%. But even then, even if these are within normal limits, you can still get an unreliable field. So here in this field, all the reliability indices are within the normal limits, but the field changes were not correlating with the disk. So look at the gaze tracking, that is showing abnormal. So when we repeated the field test, it became normal. So this is a high false positive response, where you will get abnormal high sensitivity in the patient threshold beyond 40, and this will see as the white scotomas in the high false positive fields. So this is high false negative response, where you get the clover leaf. So you can get this white clover leaf and also you can get the black clover leaf. When you get the white clover leaf in this is when at the patient understands the test well, and at the beginning patient does it well. But towards the end, as the test goes on, the patient will become inattentive or tired, and then the defects will appear. So this is known as a white clover leaf. So instead you can get the central points as black and the peripheral points as white. That is known as a black clover leaf. When do you get that? When we explain, the patient will not understand the test properly. So when initially the cardinal points are tested, the patient won't do it properly. But as the test goes on, patient will understand and do the test properly. So that is a black clover leaf. So this was another test where this patient was actually referred to me for a trabeculectomy, because over 4-5 fields it was progressively increasing. So look at the field, it was showing high fixation, false negatives and all. So, and the disc was reasonably fine. I don't have the disc photo of this particular patient. And then we explained the patient how to do the test properly, and this was the test result. So this was actually 4 or 5 fields were showing continuously progression and was referred for TRAB. Zone 3 is the gray scale. This is just to educate the patient and never interpret using the gray scale alone. Zone 4 is the total deviation plot, where at each test point, patient's threshold value is compared with the normative data, and we get the total deviation plot. So it reveals the generalized depression, however it will not confirm the scotoma. Pattern deviation plot, it is derived from the total deviation plot after adjusting for overall depression. That is done with the 7 best retinal sensitivity value. I am not going into the details how the machine is calculating it, but the pattern deviation plot will confirm the localized scotoma. So this is a picture of the normal hill of vision, where you will have both the total deviation and the pattern deviation plots are equally normal. When there is the total deviation plot is abnormal and the pattern deviation plot is completely normal, this is only generalized depression. There will not be a localized pathology. So here both the total deviation and the pattern deviation plots are abnormal, but it is equal. So that means it is only a localized scotoma. There is no generalized depression. So here both the total deviation and the pattern deviation plots are abnormal, but the pattern deviation plots become better after adjusting for the generalized depression. So here there is generalized depression with a hidden localized scotoma, which become obvious after adjusting for the generalized depression in the pattern deviation plot. Zone 6 is the global indices, which include, one is mean deviation, which is the average of all the numbers in the total deviation plot, and it provides similar information as total deviation. Pattern standard deviation is also derived from the total deviation plot, and it provides similar information to the pattern deviation. These are all in the numerical values. Visual field index, it represents the entire visual field as a percentage of normal. So it's also derived from the pattern deviation, and also while calculating the VFI, the central points are given more weightage. So the glaucoma is, it is more in favor of glaucomatous changes, and the rate of change of visual field index indicates the rate of progression. Glaucoma hemifield test, in this, a cluster of 5 zones in the superior hemifield is compared with the mirror image zones in the lower hemifield, and the machine will analyze and give the interpretation as outside normal limits, borderline, general reduction of sensitivity, abnormally high sensitivity, and within normal limits. Zone 8 is the raw data for us to look at the actual threshold sensitivity of that particular patient. So coming to the glaucomatous defects, it should be localized to start with, located in the mid-periphery, that is 5 to 25 degrees from the fixation. Usually, the defects should be reproducible, it should not be attributable to any other pathology, and it should correlate with the appearance of the optic disc. So Anderson criteria is the minimum for diagnosis of glaucoma. You should have at least one of the 3 following criteria in 2 consecutive tests. The first one is, in the pattern deviation plot, presence of 3 or more non-edge points with a p-value less than 5 degree, and 1 point should have a p-value less than 1 degree, and it should be in an area where the glaucomatous damage is more. CPST or PSD depressed with a p-value less than 5%, and abnormal hemifield test, in all these in 2 consecutive tests. So this is a normal visual field where all the parameters are within normal limits. So this is a case where the total deviation, other parameters are normal, other zones, and total deviation and the pattern deviation are abnormal. There is generalized depression with a localized scotoma. This might be an early glaucoma. Here there is a superior arcuate defect in the moderate stage. In the severe stage there is a biarcuate defect. And in this field, because of the pattern deviation is all the points are very much low, you are not getting a pattern deviation probability plot. So in these cases, there is no much point in continuing with the 24-2 scan in the follow-up visits. You have to switch on to the 10-2 fields. Here it shows a biarcuate defect. The same patient, the macular program, with the size 3 stimulus, you are getting a involvement of the central 5 degree field. If the macular program with the size 3 stimulus is also highly abnormal, you can try a size 5 stimulus, and it will help us to assess the risk of wipeout while during the surgery. So this is a field test where you have to look at the zone 1 patient data and the test data and see whether it is verified. And look at the reliability indices, it's a reliable field, and see whether the Fourier threshold is correlating with the visual fields. It correlates with the visual acuity. And then blind spot is located correctly, and you have to see whether the defects are along, grayscale is showing the defects along the meridian. If otherwise, it may be a neurological field. Then look at the total deviation and pattern deviation plot. It is equally abnormal, showing the inferior arcuate defects. The fixation is not involved. Glaucoma hemifield test is outside normal limits. The global indices are also abnormal. It is following the Anderson criteria. And look at the disc. It is showing an inferior rim thinning, which is corresponding neuroretinal RNFL defect. So it is the disc changes are correlating with the fields in this case. So another patient, again the patient data and the test data are verified. It is a reliable field. Fourier threshold correlates with the visual acuity. Blind spot is correct. Grayscale is showing defects along the horizontal meridian. Total deviation and pattern deviation plot showing both generalized and the localized defects. the fixation is involved. Glaucoma hemifield test outside normal limits. The global indices are abnormal. Anderson criteria is met, and this is the disc which is showing the inferior notch with an inferior arcuate RNFL defect. So the disc is correlating with the field. So this is again patient data, test data verified, reliable field, foveal threshold correlates with the visual acuity, blind spot is located correctly, grayscale is showing biarcuate defects, total deviation and pattern deviation plot also showing the defects, fixation is involved in this case, glaucoma hemifield test and the global indices are abnormal. So here it is an advanced cupping which is correlating with the field changes. So this one, all the other parameters are normal and the field is showing some nasal defects in the left eye. So this is not glaucomatous, the defect is because of the pathology in the retina. So always correlate with your disc before interpreting. Note, unless the field defects correlates with clinical findings, never diagnose based on the visual field alone. Thank you.
Thank you, Manju, for wonderfully covering the field testing in